Hi everyone, I'm going to be doing a Accutane update, Accutane journey today. I've done several of these Accutane Oratane videos in the past. My very first one was actually December 2016. That was when I first started on my Accutane journey, and I feel like it's just a really good time now to reflect on that, to kind of speak about my, entire journey from 2016 to now 2021 May. It has been 5 years since I took my very first Oratane tablet. So before we kind of begin, I want to just get the facts out of the way. So Oratane, Accutane, Roaccutane are all the same thing. They're just different names from different countries. I'm going to show you photos of December 2016, what my skin condition was, where I started, why I needed Oratane. Then I want to flick through to photos later on after Oratane. This was probably 2-3 months into it. This is what my skin was like. It was absolutely perfect. All I had was just acne scarring at the time. I had no active breakouts, had no cystic acne at all. My skin was completely clear. I just had a lot of scarring from acne over time. So just backtrack everything. I saw a GP in Hong Kong, told him my issues with my face or the acne that I was experiencing. He recommended a dermatologist to me. The dermatologist allowed me to choose between Oratane and Roaccutane. He could prescribe both. There was really no difference because the main ingredient in all this is isotretinoin. So I just went for Oratane. I don't know why at the time, I forgot now, but that's what I took. And I took 20 milligrams for the entire duration, which is very strange because you're meant to go up 10 milligrams every, couple of months or month. But I didn't end up doing that. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember at the time why my dermatologist chose that, but essentially I just remember Oratane was working for me. It was reducing all of my acne. It had gotten rid of all of my cystic acne at the time, and I was experiencing some side effects that could potentially get worse and dangerous. So I assume that is why we stuck to 20 milligrams the entire journey, and I was only on it for about 4 to 5 months. I was not on it for longer than that. So I guess for those who have not started this, who are thinking of doing it, I want to just quickly go through the facts and what you will be asked, and what the first day at the dermatologist, what the first week is on Accutane. And throughout this video I'm just going to call it Accutane because it's way easier for me to pronounce. On Accutane, they are pretty serious about you getting pregnant. It is a drug that if you do get pregnant on it, there is a very, very high chance that the infant will have defects. From what I remember, that's the reason. So they make you take a pregnancy test, if you're a woman of course, before they even prescribe this to you to make sure that you're not pregnant. And then you have to be on 2 different contraception. So the very first week I was completely fine. I didn't feel any side effect. My acne had honestly gone down so fast since taking that first pill. I was taking 1 pill a day at the same time, so I chose to do it after dinner every single night, and I didn't feel anything for the first week. I was feeling great because my acne had gone down. I felt more confident about myself, and then came between a week to 2 weeks was when it really hit me. My skin was super dry. It was cracking, like the sides of my mouth were just cracking. I couldn't smile or laugh without it hurting. My lips were just super chapped and dry, even though I had just a ton of lip balm on all the time. It just was always dry. And these are like the typical side effects that I think everyone basically gets, and the doctor warns you, you're going to experience severe dryness, and it gets worse over time as you're on the journey. My face was super dry, especially around like my chin area. I just remember like my entire body being dry, like my scalp including. Got to the point where it kind of looked like I had dandruff all the time because my scalp was just so dry. It even got to the point where internally I was dry, where I was experiencing like constipation and a lot of that, because honestly like you're dry inside and out in just anywhere. Like my hair was dry. Okay, so you get it. I was super dry on Accutane. Started from like a week and a half to the end of the journey. It didn't actually stop. The Itchiness was probably the worst because you wanted to itch your skin, but you knew you shouldn't because your skin is just so sensitive. The time that you are on Accutane, it's super like sensitive and supple, and it's just discomforting, but at the same time your acne is going away. So it was a very mixed feeling, and for me at the time and even now, I don't regret taking Accutane. The benefits from my acne going away, my cystic acne disappearing, just feeling way more confident about myself, my skin, and how I looked, outweighed the discomfort and the side effects from this medicine. And I still feel this from this day. Like, if I could go back in time again, I would do it again. I think until you have had really bad acne, really bad cystic acne, you truly don't understand the feeling of living with that, and you basically willing to do anything in the world for it to go away. Just one more side effect I want to mention before we get on to how I'm feeling today. One of the major side effects that I experienced that actually probably outweighed the dryness of my skin and hair and internally was muscle and joint pain. And at the time, the doctor did warn me about, this could be a side effect. I didn't think that I was actually going to get it. He said it was like kind of a low to medium chance, I think, from what I remember. Don't quote me on that. Point is, I didn't think I was going to have that, so I wasn't even prepared for it. It started off pretty slowly. So from about 2 weeks to the end of my journey, so 4 months, 5 months off the journey, my right arm, like just the bicep part, I had like the worst muscle pain I've ever experienced. So not only was it just the pain, it was just the duration of the pain. So it was, literally 5 months. It actually got to the point where I couldn't lift anything with my right arm. Like, it was painful. It literally just gave out on me. This was something I brought up to my dermatologist, like the next appointment that I had with him. As soon as I had experienced it, we ran like blood tests. I had an x-ray done, just trying to figure out what they could do to help me and what the I don't want to say cause of it, because obviously it was Accutane. I guess I was a little bit disappointed that they didn't know how to help with that, if that makes sense. I never got any medication. I never got any closure from that pain. We just knew that it was from the Oratane that I was taking. Additionally, on my right hand, I was getting really dry, kind of scabby eczema looking skin that was just literally here, and that probably lasted 2 months. That wasn't itchy or irritating. It was just something that I knew was there and I could feel and I could see. I guess definitely what was more life-changing was the muscle effect that I experienced. I had never experienced that prior to Accutane, and I had never experienced it after weaning off of Accutane. So it was definitely the Oratane that was the cause. Even with that, I still don't regret taking Oratane. Okay, so 2021 May today, 5 years after being on Oratane for about 5 months. So I still experience the occasional breakout here and there, particularly around the time of the month. I will break out a little bit, never to the point where it is severe cystic acne, which is what I had before. It would be kind of medium to on the surface breakouts. Other than that, around the time of the month, I don't really break out unless I've eaten really badly. So I realized my health, my diet is super connected to the acne production on my face. So I'm about to show you a photo that I actually took this morning while I was getting ready. I've got a couple of breakouts around my mouth, on top, and at the bottom of my chin. So as you can see, I do sometimes still get breakouts, but they are very on the surface. So since the very first day that I had been on Oratane, I haven't experienced any severe cystic acne, even 5 years on into it, which is amazing. It's exactly what the goal was, because cystic acne is the most painful thing ever. If you have it right now, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've had it before, you know that it's so painful and so irritating, and it just completely, it just affects your life. All in all, I would say in conclusion, Oratane has worked for me in getting rid of cyst acne, not getting rid of acne in general. I still get some, like I said, but they're definitely not all over my face like they used to be. I'll get 2 or 3 sometimes, and they're actually pretty easy to get rid of with just like a strong scrub or something for me, and they go away in like a day. Very different to what I was experiencing before taking Oratane, where my acne would stay on for ages and it was just all over my face. It was so painful, it was so inflamed. I think what's been very important and vital to my journey in improving my skin and just, you know, getting better with all the acne scarring that I've had over the years, I want to just quickly go over some of the items in my skincare routine, including makeup items, that have really helped in my acne journey. I'm still on this journey because I still get it sometimes, and it still affects my self-esteem and my confidence. I do want to show you guys some products that I absolutely swear by for my skin type. I have combination skin. It is super oily in some areas, and I'm also super dry, and I know it makes absolutely no sense. Essentially what I think is happening is because my skin is so dry, it tries to over oil itself because it's so dry. So I've got combination skin, I've got oily skin, I've got sometimes just really dry skin, and on top of that I have acne sometimes. I have tried like almost every single foundation under the sun because all I wanted to do was find a really good foundation to cover up my problems, but that was not making me oily or dry. It was so difficult to find something like this, but I feel like I have finally found something. When I say finally, I mean I've been using this for the past 4 years now. My journey on finding the perfect foundation was definitely during my time of when my face was super bad. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. It comes in a super just easy tube. It is definitely the best foundation for acne prone, for combination, for oily skin. I swear by this. It is a mattifying foundation, so when you first put it on, it is super mattifying, and it's meant to be on that drier side. Again, mattifying. So what I do to counteract the dryness of this foundation, the mattifying effect from this, is actually just use a really hydrating moisturizer in the morning. So before I apply my foundation, I use this as a moisturizer and as a primer. I don't actually wear a primer anymore. This is the moisturizer that I absolutely swear by that I use in the morning. It's by Simple. It's the hydrating gel cream. I absolutely love this line of skincare. The like Water Boost line is something that I absolutely love. All of the Water Boost products has been amazing for my skin. I've honestly gone through probably like over 10 bottles of these over time because it is just the best hydrating moisturizer that doesn't allow your skin to produce a lot of oil. Super soothing. It is gentle. I have very sensitive skin as well, so yeah, highly recommend this. And another Simple product from the same line is the Micellar Facial Gel Wash. I have been using this face wash for, I want to say, 3 years now. It is something that I absolutely swear by. I use this in the morning and at night. At night, I double cleanse. I remove my makeup. I do a like scrub cleanse using the St. Ives Fresh Skin Scrub. I've been using this for a very long time. I feel like it's a super gentle face scrub. A lot of people think it's probably too abrasive, but for someone with my skin type, I've got quite uneven skin texture from acne over time, and this definitely helps. It doesn't irritate me. It's really gentle. I go through with this first after removing my makeup. In the morning, I use a much gentler scrub. This again is from Simple. It is just their smoothing facial scrub with rice granules. This I feel like is a dupe / a more affordable option than the Tatcha Rice Enzyme face wash powder. I absolutely love that, but over time I've kind of just stopped purchasing that because I was buying, you know, quite a bit. They are definitely a little bit more pricier. I've found that rice granules and anything like rice related is really good for my skin. Just the scrubbing effect from it, my skin really likes, and it helps with the uneven texture and my acne scarring. So I love using this in the morning. Ever since my acne had improved on my face, I realized that using oils and serums were really good for hyperpigmentation from the acne scarring, for uneven skin tone, and for hydration at night. So a vitamin C serum is something that I've been using for, I want to say like the past 2 to 3 years, and I have found it has been the most effective in acne scarring and hydration and just getting antioxidants back into my skin, because I feel like my skin has been so damaged over the years. I mean, I first started getting acne when I was 12, 13, and I've kind of just lived with it, you know, up until 2016. So over 10 years I've had acne, and it only got really bad in 2016, like 2015 type time, and that's when I resorted to Accutane. But anyway, vitamin C serum, this is the current one that I'm using. I absolutely love this. I will definitely repurchase it. It's been really good for hydrating, and yeah, just everything I said before. Antioxidants, acne scarring, uneven skin tone, it really helps. I don't actually use a heavy moisturizer at night. I just use a serum or an oil, and that just does it for my skin. 3 other products that I want to mention lastly are probably one of the most critical, important items that have really helped with sudden breakouts. So at times when I get sudden breakouts during the day, I will resort to one of these Glam Glow masks after a shower, because I know my skin completely clears out for the next day. So I only do this when I know I need to have very clear skin the next day, if I have got an important activity or a meeting or something on. This is like my emergency acne kit, if you want to call it like that. So after using both of these, I cannot just believe how effective they are for acne. This is the clearing treatment. So this is actually very targeted towards pimples and acne, clearing out your skin. It's amazing. I leave this on for 20 minutes and then wipe it off with a face cloth that is just drenched in like really hot water. And this is the Supermud Gel Cleanse treatment. So just something else that just really deep cleanses your skin, really just takes out the gunk out of your pores and it clears it out. So both of these items, I know if I use the night before, my face is basically clear and extremely smooth the day after. So my skin texture is just like a baby's bottom. It's crazy. I don't know how it works, but this is almost like my secret weapon when it comes to acne that I get now. So tonight I'll probably put on one of these because I've got, like you saw, 3 breakouts around my mouth area. Amazing. I cannot recommend these enough. These are actually the only mask that I use. I don't even use any other mask brand anymore because they work so well, and I've not found a different mask that is actually that beneficial to my skin. Okay, so the Glam Glow Thirsty Mask is something that I use after I get my face threaded. And getting my face threaded was a decision that I made for myself about 2 years ago. I realized I just have I have a very fairy face. I've got a lot of facial like here, and I think it was definitely something that was causing more acne. So I get my face threaded about once a month now, and it's been amazing. And after I get it threaded, my skin is really sensitive and dry, so this is something that I use. I actually leave this on for like 3-4 hours and then just wipe it off with a hot face cloth. This is the best hydrating mask I have ever used, and surprisingly it's also from Glam Glow. So for some reason my skin absolutely loves Glam Glow, and I cannot rave enough about them. They are a very expensive mask, but I have repurchased them over and over again because it's worked so well for my skin. So that is the end of my video. Oh my god, I feel like this has gone on for so long. I really hope you have found this somewhat useful with the information that I've provided. Everything I've spoken about is literally my true, honest opinion and experience. Nothing in this video was sponsored or paid for. I pay for everything myself. The Accutane, since we're talking about price right now, is a very expensive journey. So my first dose, including the appointment with the dermatologist, was I think about 8,000 Hong Kong dollars, and then every top up of the pill, which I think I was getting 25 or 30 pills, because it was meant to be one a day for each month. It was about 6,000 Hong Kong dollars for a top up. So as you can imagine, over the 5 months journey, I was racking up quite a lot of money. Yeah, it's a very expensive journey that is not subsidized by the government. Now looking back on it and seeing how my skin is now, I definitely would do it all over again, even if it was double that price. It is really, really worth it for the self-esteem, confidence, and just overall like lifestyle that it brings you afterwards. Yeah, but I am not a dermatologist. I'm not a health worker. I don't know anything to do with that side of things, so I'm not saying go and do it. I'm saying for me, it just worked really, really well, and I don't regret it. There are so many dangers to taking Oratane. It is a very strong medicine, so I would definitely recommend you would have to talk to a GP, a dermatologist, a doctor, if you wanted to start this journey. So, okay, I'm going to end this video. It's getting way too long. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.